Hey, Chris, can you talk a little bit about that white paper, that connection, and what you discovered between the connection between email and social media and how to best utilize that relationship?
Sure. This is actually available on the What Counts website. If you go to www.whatcounts.com, it's under resources and white papers. We actually wrote a book. DJ Waldo, Amy Garland, and I wrote a book about 2 years ago, back when the company was called Blue Sky Factory, called 16 Ways to make social and email work together. Actually, no, I think that one was DJ's alone. And I looked at it 2 years later and said, well, we need to throw this whole thing out and rewrite it because, 2 years in internet, social media years, you may as well have carved it into stone. But the other thing was that the original version of this was more of, the BSF style was sort of, like slideshows basically on paper. So we fleshed out a lot of it. And one of the big things that came out of this, this shouldn't be any surprise to anyone who's using social and email, is that the two of them have a unique synergy. Social is really, really good at getting attention. Wave your hands in the air and people pay attention for a brief moment. But that attention span is incredibly thin. I have Twitter over here on the iPad, and I bet you half these tweets that are now like 2 minutes old, people have already moved on to other things in their day. Email is really, really good at taking people and getting back in their face and saying, "Hey, remember us? We're still here." Like the guy from Monty Python, "I'm not dead yet." But it's terrible at outreach. Actually, it's really good at outreach. That's called spam. That's illegal. So you combine the two and you get the best of both worlds. Use social to bring people into the audience. Use email to hold on to them and grab a hold of them. And what we came up with was it's called a social email feedback loop, where you use social media and email together to create these loops. And you can actually see this in your Facebook analytics if you go look. Facebook will show you the number of people who saw your item from your site, sent it up to Facebook, the cloud discussed it, and then sent more people back down to your site. Well, email can jumpstart those different points in this content loop and say, okay, if I want to get more people to initiate from my site, I should point some percentage of the links in my email to that site and encourage people, hey, share this post. If I want to get more people to get eyeballs on it in the cloud and get the discussion going, change the focus, aim the email now at the discussion itself in the discussion cloud, in the social media cloud, and that will have a ripple effect inside the cloud to send traffic back to your site. It depends on where your Facebook analytics, as an example, are weakest. Are they weakest on initial actions on site, or are they weakest in the cloud? That will also impact how your edge rank works, because edge rank is a Facebook function that says how important you are to other people in your network. If you are using email, you can use it to reinforce either the edge rank you have for things that are appearing in people's feeds, or the what's happening on your site as people see items that are in the recommendation engine.